I'm Kike, your host today on White Reflections by Adufe. Today we'll be talking about divorce, a topic most people shy away from. But I have come with experts who would explain to you the processes of divorce, the emotional impacts, and the reasons why people don't even get the necessary help. Joining me today are two beautiful women. Yes. They are legal practitioners, they are activists, and they are also public servants. I'll start with Mrs. Oluwabusayo Hayibusi. She's a legal practitioner and a public servant as well. And then Mrs. Abiola. Miss. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
I already said you are going to do this introduction yourself anyways. So, and Miss Abiola Habiade. She's a lecturer and also a legal practitioner. Thank you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us. We're happy to be here.
Yes. Wow. Thank you so much. You look beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Recently I was doing a research online. I wanted to know the country with the highest rate of divorce. And I was surprised when I saw Maldives. I'm like, wow, Maldives. Why Maldives and all of that? And I realized that it's an they practice Islamic law there. So all it takes for a man to divorce a woman is just to pronounce it. Yes. I divorce you. And that's all. Yes. And the country with the lowest rate of divorce is the Vatican. And that is due to the fact that the Catholics they operate on the Catholic law and all of that. Yes. So I understand that talking about divorce is a legal dissolution of a marriage. Yes. And in our setting, most people don't even get a divorce. Most times you find people moving on. I'm sorry, I do not want to be biased. Yes. Sometimes the women, sometimes even men, they just move on from one marriage to the other. Yes. So, Mr. Ayebisi, I want you to take us on divorce. What is divorce? What are the grounds for divorce?
Thank you very much, Kike. Like you rightly said, divorce is the legal ending of a marriage. When a decree of divorce is made, it is as good as saying that death has put you apart. Like they usually tell us when we are, going into it, that till death do you part. So when there is a divorce, it is assumed that death has done you part. That is the end of that marriage. But however, like you rightly mentioned, the society where we are frowns at divorce. The religious leaders, even the traditionalists, they do not encourage divorce. And most times, people see counselors, legal advisors that advise you to get a divorce as a monster. As, this is a bearer of bad tales. Why will you tell her to get a divorce? But really, as much as we frown on divorce should be used as a last resort. The last resort. You must have established that you have tried to settle this and this is not working.
It's not working.
Even the courts are very slow at putting an end to a marriage. However, to streamline the discussion, there are grounds. That is, there are things you must satisfy to show that this marriage cannot work. And the most important one, and which is very technical, is the irretrievable breakdown of that marriage. You must establish that this marriage has broken down irretrievably. It cannot work. No reasonable human being can stay in this marriage. The number one ground, like I told you, is the irretrievable breakdown of marriage. But you must show some things to show that this marriage has broken down irretrievably. And I think the Marriage Causes Act of Nigeria stipulates those grounds. And the first one is the irretrievable breakdown of the marriage. But however, for you to prove that this marriage has broken down irretrievably, one of the following grounds that I'm going to be mentioning must be proven, one or more. It could be more, but as long as you are able to establish one of those grounds, then you must have made a good case for your marriage to be dissolved. And the first one is the willful and persistent refusal of a spouse to consummate the marriage. What do I mean by this? Maybe when you got married, your partner willfully refused. That is after you must have asked for sex, and then he denies you sex. It's a very good ground for dissolution of marriage.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yes.
Because a lot of women don't even know that.
They don't.
They don't.
They know it's their right.
Okay.
And they know that when you are denied it's wrong, but they don't know that they can use it as a ground to get divorced.
Wow.
Yes. And then another of such ground is desertion. And when I say desertion, when one of the partners has deserted the marriage for a continuous period of 1 year,
1 year,
preceding immediately of your petition. Okay, maybe I should go by saying that the only way you can start a divorce proceedings is through petition at the High Court of Justice in Nigeria. That's the court that has jurisdiction to entertain divorce matters, and it comes by way of a petition.
Okay.
So, you must prove that your partner has deserted that marriage for a continuous period of 1 year preceding immediately before that petition. Another ground is that you must show that the two of you have lived apart for a continuous period of 2 years. For the 2 years rule, the two of you must have agreed that, come, this marriage is not working again. We have lived apart for 2 years. So we want to go our separate ways. That 2 years, once you prove that you have lived apart for a continuous period of 2 years, not that you lived apart together this year, 3 months you stayed together and then you went away again. It must be a continuous period of 2 years. Then another of such grounds is the couple must have lived together, must have lived separately, I mean, for a continuous period of 3 years. For the 3 years, you don't have to say that. You don't have to be in agreement that you get a divorce. Okay. Once you have lived apart for 3 years, then either of the two partners can institute a proceedings for divorce. And then the third one is when one of the couple remains incommunicado for a continuous period of 1 year. They cannot reach you, they don't know where your whereabouts. It's a ground for divorce. Then another one that is closely related to it is when you can, in law, presume that this person is dead. And what does the Evidence Act says on that? If they don't hear from you for a period of 7 years, it is presumed that you are dead. So a spouse of such a marriage can institute a divorce proceedings. You can assume in law that that person is dead. Somebody you have not heard from for 7 years. Then another grounds for divorce is adultery. There are plenty. Adultery,
domestic violence.
And then you can
I wanted you to touch that.
Yes, I was coming from the simple.
But the simple. No. Let's be sincere. Let's be sincere. Do you think adultery will fly in our setting as a ground for divorce? I really want
it will. You see, adultery, when you say adultery, I wouldn't want us to call it adultery. Let's call it infidelity.
Infidelity, okay.
If a man consistently, on a continuous basis, cheats on his wife, recklessly, brings in all kinds of STDs and STIs, and the woman has been able to prove, or has proved to show that through his infidelity, she's gone through all kinds of medical horrors and all that, bring disease and illness into the life of your wife, or cause her any untold hardship through your choice or your preference. So that's why, even though the judge that will be adjudicating might have multiple partners, the mere fact that you can prove that through the infidelity you have suffered hardship, it will still fly.
But in your line of duty, in your line of profession, how many women have you seen come up with that the ground for divorce? Honestly.
Infidelity.
Yes.
They do.
They
It's
do.
just that you will not use that ground alone, like I just explained.
Okay.
You can't come
Yes.
to court with the ground of infidelity
Infidelity
alone
alone.
and expect that
Because
to fly.
it's a cultural thing. in our
Yes,
setting.
so they will just send you to counseling.
Exactly.
And in counseling, they will tell you
Counseling.
that it's our tradition. Calm down. Show
Exactly.
boy. Is it feeding you?
Is it
Is it
feeding you?
responsible?
I mean-
So you can't come alone. Like I agree with you.
Okay.
If you come with the accusation of infidelity,
Infidelity,
it might not really
it might
fly.
not really fly.
Actually, that is where it is important that when you want to start a divorce proceeding, go to a lawyer that is grounded on issues of divorce.
Yes.
You will list out those grounds, and then he will tell you the grounds that you have the most proof, because you must prove it. If it is adultery you want to rely on, you must prove it. You must
Beyond
have evidence,
reasonable
and you must
doubt.
show that it is intolerable. You cannot
Not
continue to
continue
live
with
with
this
it. Like she has said, today you suffer gonorrhea, that is on the side. Because, and then please let us remember something. It's not only the man that can be an infidel in
Yes,
this instance.
of
It
course.
may be the woman.
It may even be the
Today-
woman, of course.
Today it
of
is
course.
from one STD, tomorrow it is another
Yes.
STI, to the very dangerous one, which is the one that we all fear the most, HIV.
Yeah.
HIV.
So it is enough grounds if you have enough proof. Then your lawyers will look at the evidences you have, and then you will know how to arrange such.
Yeah.
So it is very technical, and that is why you have to go to the professionals when you want to get a divorce.
Wow, that's very interesting. And you mentioned domestic violence.
Yes.
Yes. That's
That's a ground too.
That's a ground too.
That one is even
Okay.
very easy.
That's very easy to prove. But a lot of women don't even document it.
Yes, because they don't know.
They don't know.
Yes, you don't. He has begged me. Don't worry. Don't delete that picture.
You can have
Accept
pictures
the
and
pleading
videos
and
all
just
of
keep
that. Yes.
piling. You
In
don't know
case
when
it
you
happens
need it.
again.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much, Ms. Lai.
And it's not just taking pictures. Sorry.
Okay.
Go to the hospital, get a medical report.
Report.
You know, go to the police station. Just be piling
Make
up your
an entry,
evidences.
yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm coming to you, Ms. Abiade. Ms. Abiade. You are divorced.
Yes, I am.
You used to be married.
Proudly so.
Proudly so. That's interesting. I mean, this is the first time I'm meeting somebody who is honing up to it. That
Yes.
yes, I'm divorced
Yes.
and proudly so.
Yes, I am.
So, well, that's okay. I wanted to ask, before you instituted
Yes.
that proceeding,
Yes.
were you at any point thinking, oh, this may work, this may not work? Were there times you thought of, okay, holding on and hanging in
Oh,
there?
definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
There is no woman that enters into marriage hoping or even thinking that it will end in divorce. Of course, you want longevity, you want a happy home, you want it to work, you want to be fulfilled, so that's a common ground. I normally tell people that left to me, I would have left my failed marriage a few months into it. A few months. I wouldn't have even stayed a year. And I stayed 4 years. That 4 years, they were the most torturous, horrible years of my life. So, but now I thank God for them, because I was in a school of life. So I don't regret it, but it was really hard. So, yeah.
Was there any child?
No, there wasn't. It was a very turbulent marriage. It's a horrible. I would have left few months. Don't let me say weeks. Few months into it, but counseling. Of course, as a Christian, not just a nominal Christian, a strong Christian, born again Christian. That's what they call us. Divorce is. God hates divorce. That's what the church will tell you. God hates divorce. If you divorce your husband, you lose God. God will be angry with you.